Your life is in shambles.
Bro, but we just started.
Like that.
Wow.
Your life is in shambles. You feel like you're in a pit right now.
Yeah.
You been there?
Bro, I've been there, man.
I've been there too. We're going to tell you how to get out of that pit. Tune in today.
So let me give you guys a tools on how to walk in purpose.
There are so many things holding you back. Shambles, complete state of disorder. What is causing this disorder? And what is stopping you from getting it in order?
I think also linked to that too, having people around you to be like, you know what, bro, sis, I know who you are. What you're behaving right now, it's not actually you. I want more for you. I know you can do more for yourself.
I think you should write down every thought that you have. Reason being, just to get started, what does shambles even mean? Right? Shambles means, I believe it means in a period or in a state of disorder, a state of complete disorder.
Complete disorder.
Complete disorder.
Wow, okay.
In a state of complete disorder. Do you feel like you're in a state of complete disorder? I know I've definitely been there. I've already asked you. You've been there. You've been there, right?
I've been there before, bro.
What do you need to fix a state of disorder? Order. How do you find order? We're going to be going into that today. So I'd even say, well, first of all, hello, everybody. Sorry to start an episode like that, but I'm not sorry, because you have to catch your attention and someone has to tell you. And someone has to give you the answers, and we're here to do so. And we're not some gurus, first and foremost, before we even introduce ourselves. We're not some gurus. We're just some people who have been in a place where life is like shambles, and now we're in a place where life is better. So we're just trying to help you get to that point. And then I believe that everybody goes through them shambolic periods, right? Shambolic? Shambility. I feel like it's a word we made up. I feel like everybody goes through them shambolic periods in their life. But we're trying to give you the tools to aid you in getting out of those shambolic periods, right? Bro, talk to me. Have you ever been in one of those periods?
Yes, I'll be real, bro. I think even right now, funny enough, as I'm recording this episode, I feel like I'm in a season of, I don't want to say complete disorder, which is what the definition is, but let's say not the full shambles.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm in a season whereby I don't have as much order.
Yeah.
Because of that, I don't feel I'm as productive as I should be.
Right.
As we know, like we're doing so many different things at the same time. Obviously, if you guys don't know, you're new to the channel. I'm a public speaking. I'm like Bruce Wayne. So by day, I'm a project manager.
Yeah.
By now, I'm a public speaking coach, a speaker, and we also run this together. And what I realized, especially my business, my public speaking business, because it's taking so much time, I'm actually in a season right now where I don't feel like I'm in, first of all, as much in control as I like to. Because of that, I don't feel like I'm in a state right now of shambility in a sense.
Yeah.
I'm not as organized, I'm not as ordered as I like to be. So yeah, I could definitely relate to that, bro. I've definitely been there, but thankfully I've got the tools to get out of that season, which is why I'm very excited to share with my brother the tools to help you guys also.
Absolutely. And I feel like, for even me, I'll even give an example.
What about yourself, bro?
Of when I was in a complete state of disorder.
Yeah.
And I was in that period of shambility as we created. It was back when, I think this was when I was doing a gap year. I was just working at Sainsbury's, right? And nothing wrong with working at Sainsbury's, by the way, but I was working at Sainsbury's. I didn't know what I wanted to do at all. I had an option to go to university. I had an unconditional for Portsmouth to do like creative media technologies or something like that. Did I even tell you that? Yeah, creative media technologies. And I realized it was basically like how to, no disrespect to anyone that does it, but it's like how to film a YouTube video. Like literally, like it's basically just like how to make a video. But I could really just and it's like just a high quality YouTube video that they were making. I was like, I can really learn this stuff on YouTube. And most of the people that are doing really well on YouTube have learned on YouTube. Yeah. Like they're not like people, anyway, that's another thing right there. That's another topic.
Action beats, skin in the game beats anything. Skin in the game beats theory.
Yeah.
Skin in the game always beats theory.
Absolutely. That's another episode right there. Anyway, so I had the option to go to university or I could have done an apprenticeship. Nothing was lined up for the apprenticeship, so I literally spent like over a year, like maybe a year and a half, just like whatless, like purposeless.
Year and a half?
Yeah, I'd say about a year and a half. I'd say about a year and a half. I think year and a half max. And I was just that was just a period of shambles. Like I just didn't know what I was doing. Like I was trying everything other than doing what I'm supposed to be doing, because I didn't know. I was in a complete state of disorder, and then I just kept numbing all of that with just escapism. Wow. And focusing on other things that didn't even matter at the time. Still wouldn't even matter now if I was to do them. See what I'm saying? PS4, I was always on a PS4. Doing what? I'm building like some fake video game life. It's not like I was some mad gamer, but I'm building like some fake video game life and like maybe leveling up my character in the game, but I'm not leveling up my character in real life. So that's what I was focusing on. And that was a period of shambles. Like it's complete disorder. Like I didn't even know what I wanted to do. I didn't have no direction.
Oh,
There was no clarity, purposeless, nothing. Like, I wasn't sure where to go. But then, of course, I got out of that because here we are. And just for context as well, because you gave them some context, what we do together is purpose-led. This is an organization. Like, the podcast isn't the only thing we do. We run events on a regular basis. You can come to them if you're like, you feel to come down to the UK. We have people flying as well to come down. And we,
crazy that,
it's crazy that we actually have people flying in. But anyway, we do like workshops. We do masterclasses. We do live podcast events as well. We're going to be doing one soon on the 29th of July, but this will probably be out after the 29th of July because this is season 3. Welcome. And we also go into schools, universities and corporates and talk about purpose, talk about mindset, talk about personal development. So if you want us to come into your establishment, let us know, and then we'll speak to the necessary people. And also I run a personal branding and podcasting agency, and I do a whole host of other things, but that's a couple of the things I do. But of course, that's completely different. I'm in a completely different state to where I was before. And how did I get out? That's what we're going to be talking about today. So first and foremost, I needed clarity.
So that's the first thing you'll say to anyone to anyone right now who's in a season of Shambility or basically Shambles. You think the number one thing for them to do is to have clarity.
Absolutely.
Elaborate.
Have clarity. So what I mean by clarity is one thing that helps me when it comes to clarity is mind dumping.
What does that mean?
Doing a mind dump. So essentially, a mind dump is when you write down every single last thing that is on your mind.
So good, bro.
Every single last thing that is on your mind. I think you should write down every thought that you have. Reason being, it's so much easier to take your thoughts out of the mental and put them into the physical and then look at them like that. Because when they're in your head, it's just all jumbled up into one place. Like, you can't think of one thing and then actually establish a clear line of thought. And then because there's so many different things that come in, because everything's in there at one time. And it's like you're trying to think about everything at the same time, but you can't. And then you start thinking about one thing back to back to back to back to back. And it's like you never finish a full thought, and you never get, like, are you seeing what I'm saying? Like, have you ever been there? Like, you never get to the point where you're supposed to get to in your thinking, because everything's so clouded. There's no clarity. There's no direction. You don't know where you're supposed to go. There's so many different ideas, so many opportunities, so many things you can do. But when you put that onto the physical, when you put that onto a piece of paper, for example, you're able to see it from a bird's eye view.
That's it.
And why seeing things from a bird's eye view is so important is because think of it like this, right? I was on the way here to the studio. The studio is in Canary Wharf, right? Big up Canary Wharf, big up all the banks, you know what I mean? HSBC, Deutsche, you know what I mean? I was on the way here. Yeah. I was in traffic, as you do. I think it was coming up to Blackwall Tunnel, if you know London, Blackwall Tunnel, to get to the other side of the river. And there was 4 lanes of traffic. So I was in like the second lane or whatever. There was a lane next to me, car there, lane next to me, car there, car in front of me, and a car behind me. So I can only see forwards, left, right, and in my rear view mirror behind me. So I can't see where I'm supposed to go, or like where the openings are, or where the destination even is, because so many cars are blocking that and it's slowing me down. But then when you see things from a bird's eye view, so for example, and that's like me in that situation is like having all the thoughts in my mind. I feel like I can't move. I feel like I'm stuck, right? Which I physically am stuck, because obviously if you've been in traffic, you know. But from a bird's eye view, I'm able to see all of the cars around me. I'm able to see everything. I'm able to see what's causing the traffic. Why is the traffic there? I'm able to see the cars, the path that I could potentially take that would get me to my destination. I'm able to see my destination because I've taken a bird's eye view. So that's why it's always interesting and always important to zoom out. Sorry, you were saying something.
No, I was going to say, so jump on your point there.
Yeah.
What's so powerful about having a bird's eye view, right, is you desensitize yourself from it.
Yeah.
So you're out of it now.
Right.
In a bird's eye view, you'll look at yourself outside yourself.
Yeah.
You can see the whole situation. Like, so, but when you're in the car, you're looking at, oh, they're annoying me. Why are they not moving at a faster rate? Why are they not moving why they not go through that gap there? But you're out the car, you look at it from a whole point of view.
You're like,
oh. If they move there, then that would be even more traffic. So stay there for now, because that's the best point of where they should be at the moment in time. And they get back to your example of writing down on a piece of paper, right? When you put it on a piece of paper now you're not desensitized. I think like you are separated from that paper. And then you look at it more holistically. You're like, oh, okay, why am I having that negative thought?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not who I want to be, though. Let's attack that thought. Let's do the 5 whys as to why I think like that.
Break it down.
So, like, I don't think I'm pretty enough. Okay, why is that? And you realize, okay, maybe someone said something to you when you're younger. Is that seed true? No, it's not true. Okay, we kill it then. Simple as that. So, what you said there about the really going beyond, having understanding from the bird's eye view, I think that's so powerful to get yourself out of that shambles state. And also, as well as that too, in terms of shambles state and get out of a shambles state, I think another thing to do you also have people around you to really help you
Mm-hmm.
and be like, you know what, that's not you. Like, I think the mental
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
so the bird's eye view is
Yeah.
like, I believe it's like, so bird's eye view is like you take yourself out of the situation and look at it from a bird's eye view, right? Which is very important. But I think also linked to that too, having people around you to be like, you know what, bro, sis, I know who you are. The way you're behaving right now, it's not actually you. I want more for you. I know you can do more for yourself. But as well as you looking at yourself from a bird's eye view, I think it's very important to get yourself out of a state of shambility and shambles. Is that people around you to encourage you, accountability partners, to tell you, you know what? No, that's not you. As we all know, two is better than one. Not because you can't do it by yourself, but because when there's two people now, they can correct you when you need to be corrected. Trust me, myself and Joe, we correct each other all the time because without each other there, we wouldn't be the people we need to be to help you guys in the best way possible and help ourselves in the best way possible. So, as well as point number 1, bird's eye view. Another point 2, guys, please be intentional with the people who you're around, because trust me, it's all well and good to have people in the great times, the good times, the great times, whatever. But the most important thing is that people, when things aren't going the right way, they can encourage you.
Yeah, and one thing I want to echo as well is what you said, and we haven't even talked about this before, but I think we should probably do an episode about it.
Talk to me.
But it's like how when you have the right ones around you,
the
right ones as in the right people, so the right ones around you, 1 + 1 = 3. So it doesn't equal 2. You can actually do more with the right ones around you. Do you see what I'm saying? And I find that so interesting. There was this, I was listening to this podcast on the way here. I think it was Secret to Success by Eric Thomas.
Okay.
And they were talking about something similar to this. If I remember it, I'll come back to it. But I don't want that one to go over people's heads as well, having the right people around you. Yeah. But the problem is that not everyone can have the right people around them. And another problem is that people will have the right people around them, but they won't listen to those people. Like, the people will be talking. Like, even I remember in that time, my parents were saying, okay, so what are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Like, you're going to do this, that, the other. I was like, nah, let me just... And I went and I just distracted myself with all these other things. But there will be people there. So sometimes there'll be people there that are actually trying to guide you in the right way, but you're not trying to hear it. So open your ears, open your heart, man.
Hey, as we all know, they have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. You have to listen more than you speak. And also, I'm not gonna lie to you. Not everything what people say to you is gonna be productive. We know that. We understand that. But if people who are looking to you, or people who are advising you, want to have a good track record, 2, care about you, and 3, are in the direction where you want to be somewhat, listen to them, take them in. But listen to everyone though, but take them in and apply what they're saying. So I think that's a really good point there.
Yeah, I think like you have to listen to everything, but then take a grain of salt.
Yeah,
with a grain of salt. So like what did my friends say? I can't remember what she said now. But it's like you have to take the good and leave the bad, essentially. Because you can learn something from everyone.
That's it. Always. Anything else to say?
No, that's about it.
Another way for you to get out of a season of living in shambility or in shambles, right, is to stop living for the day and live for the future. You see, a lot of people, the reason why they're living in shambles, right, guys, is because they're living day to day. We're not designed to live but day to day, guys. We're designed to live for more than us. You need to live for someone bigger than you. And when I think about bigger than you, I'm talking about purpose. You need a purpose in your life. Once you have purpose in your life, I promise you, your days of feeling like, I'm not doing anything of value, will start to naturally just dissolve. Now, you're probably thinking right now, Robbie, what you're saying is true. The reason why I probably am in shambles is because I just live day to day. I've got this terrible routine I'm in right now. How do I get to a point of purpose? Let me give you guys a quick tool set of how to do that. Okay, let me give you guys a quick game plan how to do that. So, purpose is very simple. Purpose is the very reason why you're on this earth for. Ask anyone right now who's walking in purpose if they're living in shambles. No, it doesn't happen, because once you're on purpose, you're dedicated, you're motivated, and you're moving towards something. Once you're moving towards something, there's no time for you to move in shambles. You'll feel motivated to keep on going. So let me give you guys a tool set how to walk in purpose. First of all, you have your skill sets, your gifts, the things which you can do better than most people naturally very quickly. And then you have your burdens. What's a burden? The burden is the things on this earth which you want to fix, and you see the problem on this earth. I'll give you an example. Myself, my skill sets, I'm a good communicator, I'm a good speaker, I'm interpersonal and charismatic. All these things here I knew came to me more naturally than the other person. And all my burdens, my biggest burden was when I saw people and their inability to speak up. It really hurt my heart, because I was like, how can you be so confident one-on-one, but when it comes to speaking in front of people, you're scared? That hurt my heart. So I said to myself, rather than me looking at this problem and being like, that's a problem. Let me be a solution to the problem. That's when my skill sets married up with the burdens I had, which made purpose. Apply that today, and I promise you that'll change your life. And most importantly, they'll help you get out of the season of Shambility. Because trust me, guys, you're not on this earth to live in shambles. That's not your destiny. Your destiny is to leave impact so you can impact the next generation.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like there's a scale of Shambility.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a scale. So there's like a scale of 1 to 10. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's periods when your life's in shambles when it's like, that's a 10. Like your life is in complete disorder.
Yeah.
But I still feel like even when you're on your purpose, you still go through them times of shambles. Because disorder can come at any point.
True.
But then the level of disorder, complete disorder, level 10 is shambles.
Yeah.
But obviously you get the you get that the sham, then you get the shambles. So maybe like the sham like level 5.
Yeah.
The sh is like level 1, 2.
Yeah.
And you get the shambles or Shambility
It's quick.
at level 10. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And even a level 10 can come in so many different forms. I remember myself when I lost all that money trading.
Trading, yeah.
Terrible.
Shambility.
You see it? That was level 11, dog. I was like, that was a complete state of disorder because I was like, what is going on? Like, how has all of my savings just gone? How's everything that I've made just gone? I worked so hard for this money and it's gone now.
Damn.
How did it all go? This, that, and the other. Complete state of shambles. And then I remember in that period of time when that all happened, what was it that even brought me out of that? I think it was gratitude, actually. Gratitude, funny enough, that brought me out of that and actually caused me to get in order. Because I remember I looked at my situation and I said, damn, this happened to me. This one of the hardest things that has happened in my life so far has happened to me. How am I going to get back from this? And I remember I was scrolling on TikTok. I feel like you probably remember this story. I was scrolling on TikTok and then I found this guy who I think he was like kind of don't think he had all of his limbs and like his arm was kind of like, I don't want to replicate it, but like his arm was like not the correct way it should be. It's quite short. And he was in a hospital bed as well. But he was DJing and he was smiling. And I was like, hold on, if he's happy in his current state on hospital bed and he can't really move around like that freely, and he's still happy, how am I like this? Like, how am I not happy? Like, I have full limbs, everything works. I can do what I need to do when I need to do it. I can get this back. And then I also saw after that, a couple more scrolls, these prisoners. You know, on TikTok, you see prisoners, they'll just be vibes in jail. They'll be just be doing up chefery. They'll be making cakes or whatever. They'll just be making the crazy food, crazy cuisine that we don't even see on the outside. They'll be making it on the inside. And I was like, these guys are having fun in there. Of course, like, it's realness in prison. But they're having fun. They still have smiles on their faces. And they don't even have their freedom. I have my freedom. And I just got an overwhelming sense of gratitude. And then that's kind of what pushed me into the order. Like, into getting my life in order at that point in time. But then that was another degree of Shambility.
That is so powerful. I think to sum that up, that point there, that's really powerful. I think another way to get out of a season of Shambility is to make a choice in your heart. We spoke about this earlier on, right? To change, you must have a desire to. And the key word there, as we said earlier on, is the key part, which is a desire to. You must will it in your heart to want to change. When you go through a season of Shambility, you can become that Shambility, or you can say to yourself, you know what? I want to choose. I will my heart to change. John, when he lost all that money, he was like, you know what, I've got a choice right now. I can be upset, focus on the uncontrollables, or see, I let that together, or focus on what you can control. What can you control? Your mindset, your mentality, yourself, happy. You can control these things here, but you can't control, in John's case, what you lost. So linking that back to a wider point for all of you guys, in order to get out of a season of Shambility, guys, a season of shambles, focus on what you can control. And you'd be surprised how much you can control. You might be thinking like the world's coming against you, but guess what? Your life is actually better than someone else's. It's not for you to compare, but rather for you to use that as a point of contact to be grateful. Because once you're grateful, you realize, you know what? Yeah, life's difficult right now, but by the grace of God, I'm still here. I'm still living. I'm still breathing. I can get this back. So I think that's a really, really important point for you guys in terms of how to get out of a season of Shambility, is to understand that it's not over.
There's still hope.
There's still hope.
Yeah.
And once you lose hope, it's all done. So never lose hope of that fire and that hope. Never lose sight, of that fire and that hope. That's that point there, bro. That's a really powerful story. Thank you for sharing that, bro.
Even speaking about uncontrollables and controllables, that's even part of the reason why I even said we should do this episode. mainly because I kept getting asked this question by different people, different men particularly, actually, saying like that they're in a kind of a state of shambles, like their life is looking like shambles right now. And I gave them the same advice, and I said, okay, what are you doing? What is stopping you from getting to where you need to get to? And I think another thing to add as well is there are so many things holding you back. So what is, like, obviously complete state of disorder, shambles, complete state of disorder. What is causing this disorder? Like, why is your life in disorder, and what is stopping you from getting it in order? And there's so many things holding it back. So in particular, when I was speaking to people, I realized it was drink. I realized it was drugs. I realized it was things like porn. I realized it was things like girls, even like just chasing girls. But you get rid of these things, what is stopping you from getting that order back? These things they're just dulling the pain of you not actually being able to fulfill what you're supposed to fulfill, dulling the pain of you not being where you're supposed to be. That's all they're doing. And partying as well. That was another thing as well. Stop the drinking. Stop the drugs. Stop the gyal. I know that would be difficult for some of you. Stop the porn as well. Oh my goodness. That one there, it is mashing up your brain. I'm talking to the man and the gyal. It's mashing you up. It is causing you to be stuck in a place that you are. Stop it, please. It's ruining your mind. All these things, matter of fact. Maybe girls in... should we get into that?
Do you want to? Do you want to?
So these things, like, I realized there was a lot of even shackles on people that they weren't able to, like, that stopped them.
Vices with it.
Vices.
Yeah, vices.
That stopped them from getting to that point of order. That is why their life was in constant disorder, because they were just numbing the pain with these things that were just going to distract them.
So powerful.
Get rid of the distractions. It's so much easier said than done, of course, but you got to do it. Regardless of what I say, that is something that has to be done for you to get to where you want to get to. I just wanted to include that just so that there was something that tied it back to the reason we started. And I might be speaking to someone. So if I'm speaking to you, listen up. As Rob just said, we've got 2 ears for hearing and 1 mouth for speaking. That's for a reason. Like, we got double the hearing power.
Wow.
And 1 times the mouth power, is it? The speaking power. Anyway.
You're also powerful about what you just said there, bro.
Talk to me.
The porn, the sex, all these things are vices, right? And they're just slowing you down for the person you need to and ought to be. At the end of the day, I believe all these things here are just a reminder that you desire you desire more for yourself. Like, when I was stuck in these things here, all these cycles, bro, my heart within me, I knew there's more, but I was too comfortable. But when I let go of these things there, the girls, the porn, all that stuff there, that's when things started to move. So, as John said, I don't know who was speaking to, a guy or a girl, but please, please, please be intentional about actually saying to yourself, you know what? I don't want to live this life. I don't want to live with these vices here. I don't want to be chained down to these shackles. I want more for myself, because the moment I let go of these things, the moment John let go of these things, it's quite naturally we start to walk in purpose, because now we have more energy to focus on the things which move us forward. These things here aren't going to help you. And if you don't know if it helps you or not, ask yourself this question. After I do this deed or porn or anything, all these other things, ask yourself the question, right? Is what you're doing helping you? Do you feel better after watching porn? Do you feel better after going and finding these girls you don't care about and all these guys you don't care about? If the answer is no, then we have to do something about this. Trust me, I ain't judging you. We ain't judging you. We've been there, but we overcame it. And guess what, guys? Watch this. When we did that, right, we had more we had more energy now to focus on the things which moved us forward. Hence why we're here today. It ain't just by luck. It's because we focus our energy on input and impact. You're not impacting nobody when you're doing those things there. You're hurting yourself. We want more for you. That's what I have to say there, man.
Damn. Fair enough.
Yeah, man.
Well, people, I think that's a good point to end it.
Yeah.
I feel like we could probably do an episode on that, speaking to people, not necessarily that, but just like vices, innit? Vices, these things are really, they're just holding you back. Yeah. And people, I think like people have just I'm about to get, let me just say little something.
Yeah.
People have normalized these vices.
Yes, bro.
People have really normalized these vices, and that's the things that people talk about just normal in society, like it's calm, like it's cool. But these things are holding people back. Imagine how crazy you go. As crazy as in good crazy. Imagine how crazy you go if you let go of your vices. Imagine all the time you get back, all the attention you get back. Because ultimately, Your attention is finite. The amount of attention you have is finite. So whatever you give your attention to is where you see growth in.
Yeah, what you feed expands.
What you feed expands. Where attention goes, energy flows.
Whew, so good, man. But guys, don't sleep on those points there, man. But guys, trust me. Okay, in conclusion, very quickly, the reason why we did the episode today is because, as John said, John's seen too many people not living in purpose, not walking in purpose, and unfortunately live a life of shambles.
And they asked me how to get out of it.
And they asked to get out.
Yeah.
I hope and I pray and I hope this episode here has given you the tools to start walking in purpose and get out of the state of shambility. Because guess what, guys? It's not your destiny to live in shambles. You're not been put on this earth to live, laugh, cry, die. No, you've been put on this earth to live, learn, grow, impact.
Laugh and cry as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, laugh and cry.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's all part of the human journey.
But the impact.
The impact. And we believe. I mean, the fact you guys are here today, watch this episode, to me and to my brother, reinforces you have the right mindset. But I want you to let this. I want you to after watching this episode to start putting things into action for you to change. Whether maybe it's your friendship groups, change. Reflect on that. Maybe it's you write things down on paper. Reflect on that. Maybe it's you doing a Venn diagram on your purpose. Reflect on that. These are reflection points. We don't just say these points for you just to feel good. Because you know sometimes, bro, people watch episodes, people watch things, and then the brain actually releases hormones to feel like you've done a lot of great stuff. You haven't done anything. You just watch things. Yeah. So we give you guys clear points and clear action things for you to do and to take on board so that you can apply. And also, when you do that, send a message to us on Instagram. I love to see it. We love to see it. And
Purpose-led club,
man. So have an amazing day, guys.
But just before we finish, I know today's episode was heavy, so we had a little bit of a freestyle before this, so we thought we'd throw it in, to lighten the mood a little bit. Hope you guys enjoy. First freestyle of season 3. Let's go.
Ready, yeah?
Talk to me, bro.
Ready, bro?
Yeah.
Check it. Peace for the purpose.
Wow.
And use for the union. Ask for the race. And peace for the pain. O for the ops. And S for the shame. And E for the energy. Why? Because life will never be the same. And L for the love for you. And E for the end game. And D for the definition of love.
Yeah.
That's for you. We love you.
Yeah.
And we care. Out there. We ain't there. I might dare. Come there. Out here.
Listen, backseat's getting wavy on the track. Backseat black. Carla's back. When I came back, I said, who's that?
Who?
They said, who's that? He said, that's the black guy, the black guy with the black eye. He had eyelashes on his eye. I saw the man them and I cried, cause the man them, they were crazy, bro. In jail, yeah, they were hazy, bro. I said, wow, but they were caking though. They were making some money, they were caking though. I said, money, it ain't funny. I'm from Berms. Yeah, I'm from Bromé. From Bromé, not Becknam, not Peckham. Yeah, I go warm in the jam. What's the jam? It's the gym. Don't play. Yeah, we're lit up. Yeah, it's getting litty. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I'm in the city. In the city. Yeah, I'm in the city.
Yeah.
London city where the gal them are
pretty.
When I come out, the people them see me. Yeah, you see me. Yeah, that for me. Yeah, you see me. Yeah, my name's Johnny Reddy. No, Johnny Reddy. It's Jonathan Reed. You already know what it is. Birmingham 121. Birmingham on the map. That's not Birmingham, but
it's COU podcast.
COU podcast. If you're not watching the CEO of you, I don't know what you're doing. You're the CEO of you. And if you're not, I don't know what you do. You better come round. I'll see you. And then I'll slap you in the nuclear.
Purpose led to the world and back 2-year anniversary, guys. If you don't know, then you don't know, but we're back. Thank you for your support so far. 2-year anniversary. Who's that?
Chilling in the beamer. F's on my feet. It's Fendi, it's not Fila. If you saw my interior, you would think I got signed. Nah, baby girl, man, I'm just a drug
podcaster. Just a podcaster.
Yeah.
Just a visionary.
Yeah.
Just a visionary.
Don't get Larry.
I don't get Larry.
No.
I'm in the club.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
No, you're not.
I'm on mission.
Okay.
I'm in the trip. I'm in the trap.
Yeah.
Got a few.
No, you're not. Yeah.
No, I don't.
No.
Maybe I do.
Maybe.
But it depends.
Oh, it does.
2 years I put on the pen. 2 years I put on the T. 2 years I put in the B. Me and brother.
Yeah.
That's purpose led, coming like no other. I can't talk about people without grace. Lord, thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. Thank you for everything. Without you, I'd be anything.
I ride like a cyclist. Team full of more bright stars than the night is. Clip full of hollow tips, just how I like it. On and off circular, listening to P.O. getting off up. Listen, and then I was chilling by the side, and then I talked to the guys that said hi. Now they said hey. Now they said wait. Where you trying to go? Yeah, you're my mate. And I said to them, just wait. I've been doing this thing from late, thing from early, thing from 8 p.m. Nah, that's the A to the M. That's not murder. That is me because I go herder. Herder, have you heard of me? If you ain't, my name starts with a G. Cause I'm G-Unit. G-Unit, yeah, boy, I'm lit. Yeah, I'm lit. And the man, them a litter. Man, them a litter, but we never ever litter. Man, them a litter, and the cat litter. And when I got the back bigger, and we getting big bags. Yeah, the bag's bigger. Yeah, the bag's bigger. And I am sicker, cause I get sicker as the time goes on. Yeah, I get sicker as at the time.
You're spitting, bro.
I was not spitting. I was just telling rubbish.
Flowing, bro. Obviously, you weren't saying anything.
I was saying nothing, but
the beat was nice.
The flow was there as well.
The flow was good.